agenda, and it was titled Extra Credit, study material for the test. So if you guys want that extra couple points, please turn those questions in. You guys, I didn't make it due, but I'm letting you guys know. I'm going to start adding those points to the grades. Grades are due. Alright, coming up in a couple days. So please make sure you knock those questions out. And also, if you didn't finish the test, please get that turned in. Alright, right now guys, get out your notebook and start on the warm-ups, please. They're posted on the two sides and the projector. Beautiful. We always have tests on the days you leave. It's pretty weird. No, we're just going over reading warm-ups. We're going to watch an Ed puzzle video. Yeah, I post everything online, so you can do it at home. We're just going to take some notes on that and kind of start the chapter on itself. Everything's posted. Yeah, if you have any questions, ask me in class. Alright, you guys. Another point, guys. If I'm ever absent, if Miss Caballero and I are gone, like this past week, we're out of class doing FFA events, I always post everything to Google Classrooms. Alright, I always do that. So you guys, if you're not here one day, or if you're not sure what we did, it's always in the agenda for the day. I label the agenda, the day of the week, and the date, so you can always go back and reference that. And even the warm-ups are posted there now too. I wasn't doing that, but now I did. So there's no excuse that you guys can't have those in your notebooks for points. Alright, so you guys can get those done. Alright, a minute or more, and then we'll start going over the warm-up questions. Yep, sit in. Just take over. Alright guys, please get out your notebook. Warm-ups. Alright guys, finish up your warm-ups. Guys, please get out your notebook. Junior, get out your notebook. Please answer these warm-up questions. Alright guys, we're going to go over these warm-up questions. Please get out your notebook. Warm-ups done? Alright guys, who can help me out with number 1? What is a cell? Go ahead. So it's Sadie, one more time. Awesome, right up, exactly. That was like word for word a very good definition, right? So it's the basic building blocks of all living things. Guys, if you don't have that definition in your warm-ups, please write that in your warm-ups. This chapter, we're going to be talking about cells, and that is a very good, simple definition of a cell. Awesome. That hit it. That said everything we needed to know right there. Guys, we're going to get more in depth into a cell, the components of the cell, right, different cells, all sorts of things. All right, so good job. All right, number 2. Who can help me out with number 2? Anybody? What is it? Right. Say it again. Do non-living things have cells? You say no? Correct. Non-living things do not have cells. Right? So guys, look at the board. Make sure you have your notebooks out and copy this chart down. Guys, please copy this chart down. Characteristics of living things. So, characteristics of living things. Guys, you can take a picture of it now, but please include it in your notebooks right now, because we're going to base our lesson off part of this right now. So, characteristics of living things, what I just went over. Living things are made up of cells. Cells are the building blocks of life. So, living things respond to their environment. Guys, like ourselves, we can adapt to our environment, whether we have the knowledge to put on a jacket when it's cold. Our bodies will sweat if it's hot to cool our bodies down to maintain homeostasis, right? Or guys, if we go in water, our bodies can adapt somewhat to aquatic environment. Our hands get wrinkly to increase the surface area of our hands to allow us to grab things and to not slip underwater. Right? So our bodies continually adapt. Alright, another thing is they grow and develop. Our bodies are continually growing. We're producing new cells. We're developing. Like plants, guys, plants use photosynthesis. They use the energy from the sun and nutrients in the soil to grow, to create energy to grow and produce fruit. Humans, they eat food, they eat other things to produce energy to, allow us to move around, to have energy for ourselves. All living things reproduce, and living things have different levels of organization. What that means is, if you guys aren't clear what that means, so different levels of organization. Alright, we can have cells. Cells make up tissues. Tissues make up organs. Organs make up organisms. Alright, guys, we are an organism. We're a creature, we're an animal, whatever you want to say. Animals are made up of organs. Organs are made up of tissues. Tissues are made up of cells. Alright, see how this is different levels of organization. It goes from small cell to a little bit bigger, many cells, which is tissues, to organs, to organisms. Alright, so please have that chart down. Got it? Alright guys, we're going to do a little activity on your Chromebooks. So please, right now, it's a very short video. It's going to take you maybe 6 minutes. Please open up your Chromebooks right now. You guys get out your Chromebooks. Please get out. Okay, just wait and take notes then. You guys get out your Chromebooks. We're going to do an activity, so you need to have this video done and answer the questions during the video. There are, I think, 10 questions. They're not difficult questions. It's a short video. It's describing the cell, and then after it goes over something in the video, there's a question. So please answer right now. Guys, the time is 1:55. It's a 6-minute video. I will give you into 2:02. Alright, so I give you like a minute leeway before we have to move on and start the next section. Please take a seat. Heading out? Missing the test yet again. Every single time. You have your game tonight? Are you playing doubles or singles? Both. Good luck. Good luck. Yeah, you're gonna need. You guys can leave your notebooks out. We're gonna use them for the next part after the video. So please finish this up. Alright, good. You already did it? It's worth some points if you turned it in, so.
Yeah, I know, like, I thought that was an extra credit.
Hey guys, keep quiet. Please take a seat. Guys, another way to the snow roll is the blue. Oh, that's crazy.
It's funny how it's only seen over here.
I think it's a comparison.
You're trying to catch us.
I know, but I've asked you. I give you several minutes to start the video, and it's you only have 8 minutes left now. 18 minutes. Should I start the video? Just start the You faster than that? Alright, Junior. I'm gonna have to ask you to move.
It's not your fit. I can force it to fit. I told you it wasn't gonna fit.
Alright. But go take a seat, go over there, charge it on the ground. Alright, or that's the only other charger that doesn't fit there. That's good. Alright guys, you have a couple minutes, just about a minute and a half to 2 minutes to finish this video up. If you started it on time, you should have no problem finishing it. Alright. Alright guys, please close your Chromebooks. Guys, close your Chromebooks. Please close your Chromebooks for now. Close your Chromebooks. Guys, close your Chromebooks. Junior, close your Chromebook. Close your Chromebook. Close your Chromebook. Close your Chromebook. Please close your Chromebook. Guys, close your Chromebook. I know you didn't finish. Please close your Chromebook. Just close it now. Close it, please. Just close it. Just finish it. Move on. Just close it. Just close it. Alright guys, if you started this video when I asked you to, you would have finished it. Guys, if I asked you to start something, please start it. It doesn't take very long to get the program up and running. I gave you guys over a couple minutes to get the program started, so you had plenty enough time. Alright guys, so like you guessed, with this warm-up activity, we're going to go over the cell structures and functions. Alright, this is just a basic view of what the cell looks like and all its components inside. Guys, it's a lot of foreign words. We're going to go slowly over and introduce these. Tomorrow we're going to have some sort of game to play with these different concepts, introduce you to more vocab. But for the most part, this is a very clear outline of all the different components of the cell. Alright guys, so please, in your notebooks right now, copy down this chart. So intro to cell, worksheet, and videos. So guys, please copy down this. We're going to have some worksheet answers and 10 facts about the videos. You can either split your page exactly like this, or just write worksheet answers, and then after you answer them, write 10 facts from video. So please do that on this piece, on your inside your notebooks. As always guys, I'm going to be looking for this when I do your notebook checks. These are very simple assignments that we do in class that earn you points. I'm doing my best to help you guys out and giving you assignments like this. It's effort-based. If you guys do these, complete them, I do them with you, I help you. Alright. So, take a second to draw this chart out, please. And many of you do very well on your notebooks. I really appreciate that. You guys have a lot of effort, put in a lot of effort, and it shows. You guys did overall, you guys did much better on this test, so good job on that. You guys don't forget to do the extra credit assignment. Alright guys, the first question you guys should write in this topic, please write this on the left side if you guys split your page in half. So write, any living thing is made of one or more cells. Any living thing is made up of one or more cells. Yeah, right there. Right, true guys, that is very true. That was a question. This is very likely to be a type of test question you guys will see. So make sure you guys have that in your notebooks. So write that down, and next to it, write true. That is a statement. This is the accurate statement. So it's true. Please raise your hand if somebody can help me out with the next question. What are tissues made up of? Can somebody raise their hand and help me? Go ahead. Very good job. Yes. So tissues are made up of many cells. So next to that, tissues are made up of many cells. Good job. Thank you for helping me. I appreciate it. So cells. And class, this is going to be a really big concept of this chapter and all the lessons. Just put away your phone. Next time I see you now. So, like I said, this is a very big concept in this chapter. Cells are not the basic unit of life. Is that true or false? False. Cells are the basic unit of life. So, please write that down under your question and put false. Right, in 1665, which scientist discovered cells? Go ahead, Zach.
Robert Hooke.
Robert Hooke, awesome. And you remember what he looked at and noticed? Go ahead.
He had, like, made the point that they looked like small apartments.
That's exactly what they look like. But do you remember what he looked at to identify, to see what he thought looked like small apartments? That's how we can reference it. What to us it looks like. He was looking at a dead tree. I think it was a cork tree. He was looking at a dead tree. That he said it looked like small apartments when he saw the empty spaces. So, good job. You were almost there. So Robert Hooke is the answer to that one. All right, Zach, you actually answered this next question. Good job. So what did the little holes in the cell remind Robert of? Zach, you said small apartments. That was right. Okay, so please write that down. Next question. There was a slight typo on the computer, but I think it's supposed to be like similar. So another way to the cell wall is the cell membrane. And then that question was true. It's phrased a little bit awkwardly, but the answer is true. Good job.
What should you do? Please take notes. These are very last debut test questions.
Guys, I really do appreciate you guys being quiet. It helps out quite a bit. When you guys are being respectful, I want to help you guys out. That's why I'm going to give you guys more extra credit opportunities, like I did on Thursday. So make sure you guys finish that one. I'm hoping to get a small little library in class here. If you guys read some short books and write a paragraph or two about the book, then I'll give you guys extra credit opportunity for doing that as well. So why do we need a microscope to see cells? Why do we need a microscope to see cells? Junior, you remember that one? Why do you think? When we had our lab on microscopes, remember how they zoomed in? They helped magnify really small objects. So it helped the microscopes magnify objects, making them larger, helping us see the details. However, certain cells aren't small. Most cells are very, 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 very small that we can't see with the naked eye. So that's why we use microscopes. You guys make sure to write that answer in your notes. Guys, I see many of you guys taking really clean, legible notes. I appreciate that. It's going to help you out immensely. Guys, I notice the effort you guys do in your notebooks, and it really pays off. It makes me want to help you guys out more, give you guys more opportunities for extra credit and just easy assignments. All right, next question. The largest cell is the size of an ostrich egg. Is that true or false?
True.
What?
True.
All right, good job, yeah. All right, an ostrich egg is the largest, it's the largest size, cell size, yeah. Good job. So make sure you have that down. That could be a trick question. All right, we'll go into depth. This next question can be kind of confusing. I'll cover it in a few moments here. An elephant is large because it has large cells. What do you guys think? Is that true or false?
False.
Why do you think that's that?
I think it's false because like the basic like building block is a small cell, right? And they're made of multiple cells, so it doesn't make sense for them to have like
Bigger cells.
bigger cells.
Do you think they have more cells?
Yes.
Yeah, right? Because they're a bigger animal. It doesn't mean they have bigger cells. It just means they have probably more cells. Or they definitely have more cells because they're larger. Right. I'll go over that in just a second. Explain a little bit more. So that answer is false. An elephant is large because it has large cells. That's false. Next question. The reason a cut heals is because cells have the ability to regenerate. Is that true or false, guys? True. Yeah, you guys have ever cut yourself? The skin eventually heals up, it regrows, cells are continually dividing, multiplying, growing. So those injured skin, it regrows, it regenerates itself. Right up, good job. Alright. Now we're going to go over some facts from the video. Can somebody please tell me one fact they noticed or observed from the video that we can put in this column here? One fact. Can you help me out? One fact. Just give me one fact. Okay, this was in the video. What is a cell? What is the cell? Guys, the cell is the building block of life, right? That was said in the video. That was a question, right? So a cell is the basic building block of all living things. So that's a key fact. Please write that down in your notes. That was one of the first ones mentioned in the video. Alright. Can any of you guys think of a second fact that you saw in the video? Can you think of one? If many cells come together, what do they form?
Tissue.
A what?
Tissue.
Yeah, many cells form tissue, so that's definitely a fact. Very good. So another thing that I was looking for, but that's totally correct. I could have phrased it better. So when cells come together, they form an organism. But you are correct. When many cells come together, they form tissue. Many cells can form tissue. Alright? Good job. That is a fact. Alright guys, like we saw on the back of the projector, all living things are made up, like they have certain components that identify them as living things. So functions of living organisms include, definitely write this down, this is very important, respiration, digestion, reproduction, and excretion. Right? So functions of living organisms include respiration, digestion, reproduction, and excretion. So, we talked about different levels of organization, right? An example could be how we have cells. Cells make up tissues, tissues make up organs, and organs make up organisms. Guys, we are an animal, we're a creature, we are made up of different organisms, or different organs. Our organs are made up of tissues, our tissues are made up of cells. See how that works, different levels of organization, there's different steps in that, right? So that's, please have that fact in your notes. You can phrase it like that, and then under that, put organisms, organs, tissues, and cells. How they are going from a big to a small point. Next one. This is important. When did Robert Hooke discover cells? What year?
1987.
Not quite.
1490s.
What year did Robert Hooke discover cells? Good job. Yeah, you guys, you hear that? Write that fact. Robert Hooke discovered cells in 1665. Very good. Good job. Maybe you can put something right underneath that. He first observed dead tree cells. Like I believe Zach, you said he observed that they look like honeycomb. That is true. They do look. He observed cells in the dead tree, and it reminded him of a small apartment, which also looks similar to honeycomb. All right, we were talking about the elephant, and just because an elephant's big doesn't mean it has big cells. All right, going more in depth about that. So the size of an organism does not dictate the size of the cell. The size of the cell is dictated by the function it serves. All right, just because a blue whale is the biggest mammal on this planet doesn't mean it has big cells. The nerve cells inside of a mouse are the same size as the nerve cells inside of a blue whale. All right, the cell. So the cell size is determined by its function, not by the organism. All right. So the number of cells determines the type of organism it is. Whether it's unicellular, which means one cell, or multicellular, which means more than one. Alright, so please include that in your notes. So, number of cells is the type of organism. Either you can be unicellular or multicellular. Bacteria are often unicellular or are unicellular. They can be very, very small. We'll get into that more. You'll hear the terms in the upcoming lessons. We're going to be talking about prokaryotes and eukaryotes. video talked about. It talked about the shape of the cells. Right? It talked about amoebas, that they don't have a specific shape. They kind of change. They're like a blob, right? They move around quite a bit. They don't have a rigid structure. Whereas a red blood cell, it's like a rounded shape and it has a concave shape inside the circle in the center. Right? They're very different. The cell wall provides the structure of the cell. It dictates the shape of the cell. So the shape of the cell, I would definitely write this back down, is dictated by the cell wall. You're doing so good. You're taking notes. Like I said, amoeba does not have a definite shape. And again, the largest cell is an ostrich egg. Guys, most of the time, cells are microscopic. We can't see them with the naked eye. There are a few that we can't. Right? Most of the time we need microscopes, high-powered microscopes to see a cell. And even further, we need to use a microscope to see parts of the cell. That first slide I showed you the components within a cell. And again, if you guys did not have this down, the size of the cell is based on the function it performs, not the size of the organism. Like I mentioned, a mouse, its nerve cells can be the same cell size as the nerve cells in an elephant. Alright guys, we're gonna start on we're gonna barely begin this one. Tomorrow we'll cover it more in depth, but please in your notes section and your workbooks, guys, we're gonna do some more activities tomorrow. We're gonna play some games. Like I said, I'm gonna get some candy in. We're gonna have some games with different vocab words, but for today, the notes section, please title your notes section, structures and functions. Guys, we went over this term, what is a cell? That was our warm-up question. The cell is the basic building block of life. Right? And what are the differences among different types of cells? Right? We can be talking about many different things. There are so many differences between cells. We can talk about their shape, we can talk about their sizes, the functions that they serve. You know, just a few of the differences. Guys. If you guys did not get this definition down, a cell is the smallest unit of structure functioning of a living organism. And this picture shows here some different shapes of cells. Remember how I told you about red blood cells? How they're circular and concave, whereas nerve cells, they're very long, they're strung out, they're composed of dendrites and axons. To get more into that, I don't know if we'll cover that in this chapter, but they all have different parts, they make up different things, they serve different functions, and Anton van Leeuwenhoek first discovered cells looking through a simple microscope, also, and Robert Hooke first used a compound microscope. Alright, so there's we went over different types of microscopes in the first chapter. So you notice how there's two different scientists observe the cells in different ways using different microscopes. So that's really important, guys. So make sure you copy those terms down if you guys did not already. again. Robert Hooke first observed cells when he was looking at a tree, a dead tree. He noticed that they looked like an empty apartment or small apartment, and he termed those empty spaces as cells. That's where we get the name cell today. Alright guys, you can start wrapping up your notes. We'll pick up on this tomorrow. We'll finish the slide tomorrow. And like I said, we're going to go over some of our terms. We're going to have a game. Guys, please make sure you guys finish your extra credit assignment. Make sure your test is turned in. That was posted last Friday. Next time I'm not going to give you guys the time. Alright? You guys had a test on Friday. Once you're packed up, please stay in your seats. Please pick up the trash around you guys. Can you go back to your seat? You guys please clean up your tables, all the trash. Can you gather that up? You guys, any trash under your feet, can you please pick up? Alright guys, please make sure everything's cleaned up around your desk. Alright guys, you have just about a minute or so left, I think. Please get packed up.
that's divided.
1.5. GP is 1.5.
Are you sure? I don't have APs.
Is that what it's like? 4? Is F sub 0? No. You have to add it all first. 1 less multiplies.
It's just been told you.
Zach, there's no way that
Wait, hold on. I think this is the long thing.
One minute. Get back up, please. Have a good day, guys. Have a good day.